Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. So grateful that you are here today. We are on our morning asana practice. And I invite you to begin by gently closing your eyes, trusting you're sitting in a comfortable position with your sits bones anchored into the earth or your cushion, the ground below you. And bringing your awareness inward, into the self. Entering into breath awareness, anchoring your attention into your inner being, your inner self. We will continue to keep our focus inward as we move through this asana practice. Noticing how the postures are affecting our inner energies, the inner aliveness. Noticing what emotions come up. Just noticing. Knowing those emotions are not what we are. Allowing them to pass through, feeling them fully. Embracing them. And then letting them go. Taking a moment to honor your own self for being here. Taking this time to give back to yourself this practice. It's for you. It is for the well-being of yourself. To become more intimately connected with the infinite self that resides within you. Your heart, your soul. Your eternal being. And allowing that eternal being that is you, that lives and goes on forever, to more powerfully animate through this physical aspect of yourself that is temporary, based in time and space. And I invite you now to set an intention for yourself for this practice, this day, this week, this yoga teacher training, this year, this lifetime. Always remembering to put your intention in the present and positive. And I invite you to set that intention within your heart silently to yourself now. And bringing yourself back to breath awareness for a moment. And gently opening your eyes, coming back into this space. And we will begin it's a standing series of warrior flows and postures. So grateful you are here. So we're going to begin with our feet hip width apart. And we're going to be practicing a few things as we go. And one of the things I really like to focus on in this warrior sequence is, this doesn't seem straight, that's okay, is bandhas. So I'd like to review the bandhas just a little bit. There we go, it's a little better. So we have 3 bandhas. This may be new to you or it may be a review for you. We have our Uddiyana bandha, which is at our perineum, the very tip of our tailbones sometimes. And we feel that muscle when we are urinating and we engage and stop the urination. We engage that muscle So we're going to ever so gently engage the Mula Bandha, that perineum. It's sometimes called the Kegels. Engaging that Mula Bandha locks in our energy. So during our sequence and our asana practice, we're going to be increasing the internal energy and the prana and the life force within us. And if we engage these bandhas, there's 3 of them. If we engage all 3 bandhas, those are energy locks. So we're going to be engaging the bandhas so that we can contain that energy and it doesn't leak out as quickly as we build it up. This very much enhances our practice. And with ecstatic yoga, we suggest that we hold bandhas throughout our yoga asana practices to increase the prana and life force that's animating inside our bodies. And that creates healing and life force and more vitality and more passion and more energy to use this body to serve in however we're here to serve. Our second bandha is the Uddiyana Bandha, and that's right here. We're going to bring the belly in and up a little. That lower belly comes up. You can even feel the belly button come up, in and up, just a little bit. And that creates that energy lock right here. And the third bandha is a Jarandala Bandha, and we bring the chin in just a little bit. It's parallel to the floor, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. So the chin comes in just a little, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. That's our Jarandala Bandha. So we're going to be engaging all 3 bandhas as we go through this practice, and I will be reminding you to re-engage, because even myself, we engage and then they relax a little bit as we're moving through the postures, and then we re-engage. So it's going to be a remembering, and you'll begin to practice it, and you'll be a master at it soon. And they'll loosen a little bit, and we'll re-engage them. That's how it happens for me, and I've been doing this, engaging the bandhas in my yoga practice for 30 plus years. So don't worry about that. It's just about re-engaging them in every practice and every posture. So we're going to begin with our warrior flow. So we're going to come into a wide foundation, a wide stance, with our both feet wide apart. Feet are facing forward. And I'm going to invite you to take that, I'll mirror you, the left standing leg, and take that left foot and take it so the foot is facing towards 90 degrees towards the side, and we're going to take the back leg so it's about 30 degrees, 45 degrees. You can either have the heels in line or like to have the heel crossing right through the arch of the front heel, coming right through the arch of my back foot. We always set our foundation first before we move into adjustment and alignment. So now we're going to move into alignment. So we're going to align our body so the knee is going to come right over the ankle. It can come a little back, but try not to go forward of the ankle, because that puts strain and pressure on the knee, and we want to protect our knees. Back thigh is engaged in our thigh loop. We'll use the loops and spirals a little bit for our alignment as well. We can come into engaging those bandhas. We'll also come into our kidney loop here. We're going to bring the arms out. The back arm is as high as the front arm. So watch that. Sometimes the back arm likes to get lazy and drop down. But we're going to try to keep them, to maintain them about the same level, in the same height. And our hips are facing forward, so you don't need to do anything with the hips. We're going to bring those arms out, and we're going to turn the head so it's gazing out through those front fingertips. And we are going to engage those bandhas, and we're going to breathe. And we're going to take 3 nice deep breaths here. And on the exhale of our last breath, we're going to drop that back arm to the back leg. We're going to keep that knee bent over the ankle, and we're going to raise. We're going to go into reverse warrior. We're in warrior 2 here. We're going to go into reverse warrior here. We're going to open up, reach that arm up, beautiful. Gaze up towards the heavens. Chest is open, heart is open. Engage those bandhas and breathe into reversed warrior. 3 breaths. And your last inhale, reaching up a little higher into the heavens. And on your exhale, let's straighten that front leg into our goddess dancer. And we're going to reach up a little high, 1 deep breath. And then we're going to exhale, and we're going to bring those hands behind us, clasping them behind us. And we're going to go into our pyramid. This is a little bit of a balance. So we're going to hinge forward. And you can keep the hands so they're resting on your back as they're clasped together as you come down. Resting the head coming towards the front knee. Or you can lift those arms up. And engage the bandhas and breathe. You can keep the eyes and have a drishti, a spot you're gazing on to help you with balance. Beautiful, releasing, coming back up. And you can release the hands. I'm going to let my kitty cat in. Oh, baby. You'll get to know Xander. He's my kitty, and he loves to join me for yoga. So coming up, we're going to bend that knee back over right above the ankle. Sorry, Xander. And we're going to go into side angle. So we're going to take that front arm and we're going to rest it very gently on the front thigh. Very little weight. Back arm is going to come up alongside the body, 1 line of energy. The energy is moving from the back foot along the side body out the extended fingertips. And engage those bandhas and breathe. 3 breaths. That third inhale, reaching into that line of energy, that extended arm. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the front arm down to the mat. We're going to move into triangle. If you have a block, that's perfect. Straightening the front leg. Oh, I found my block. Straightening that front leg. And both arms are stacked. Beautiful. And engage those bandhas. And breathe. Beautiful triangle. On the last inhale, reaching up. And on the exhale, bringing that extended hand down. We're going to go into reverse triangle. So we're going to, if you have a block, we're going to take that extended hand and put it on the block. Take that back foot and shift it so it's 90 degrees. Both legs are as straight as you can have them without force. You're going to twist away from me as you raise up that extended arm and fingertips. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. Last inhale, reaching up and exhaling down. Beautiful job. You can have both hands down on either side of the foot. We're going to adjust that back foot so it's 30 degrees again. Xander's a little bit in my way. You're going to bend that knee so it's right over the ankle again. And we're going to come up into Warrior One. And I invite you to bring your hands down to your hips for a moment. Xander's scratching me. He's in a playful mood. And take those hips, and I want you to square them. And so if that left foot is front, you're going to have that opposite hip is going to come towards the front. The right hip will move a little more forward. Bending that knee back over the ankle with the square hips. Back thigh is engaged in thigh loop, engaging all the bandhas. Bringing the arms up into warrior one. And breathe. Beautiful job. On your last inhale, reaching up, those extended fingertips, and exhaling, we're going to face forward again. Beautiful job. And we're going to enter into our 5-pointed star. And the 5 points are actually 5 lines of energy. So all the energy is, we're going to go over lines of energy more in other classes, but all the energy in this posture, this is more of a sun posture, a yang posture, so it's all coming from the solar plexus area, our power center here. And it's the energy is going down both legs and feet and into the earth. So feel those roots going into the earth and the feet pressing into the earth. Those are the 2 lines of energy. And the energy is coming up the core of the body, out both arms and out both fingertips. So it's simultaneously going to feel the feet pressing into the earth and the fingertips and arms pressing out away from one another. Shoulders relax down, gauging the bandhas, and we have this last line of energy, the 5th line from the crown of the head, lifting up through the heavens. Almost feel the spine elongate a little. Gauging the bandhas and breathe with these 5 simultaneous lines of energy. Deep breath in, last deep breath in, pressing into and extending those lines of energy, and with the exhale, releasing the hands to the waist, releasing the lines of energy. Beautiful. We are going to go into our goddess squat now. So we're going to take those heels and we're going to bring them in just a little. The feet are going to be coming out a little. I call these froggy feet. Kind of like our frog here. Froggy feet. And take that tailbone and tuck it under just a little so the pelvis is neutral. And we're going to bend the knees so they're going over the feet into a squat. Now your squat may be way up here. It may be way down here. Whatever feels right for you, whatever challenge you want to give yourself. I like to stay kind of in the middle here. And we're going to bring our hands up into goddess position. The palms can be facing towards ourself if we're in need of self-healing and self-love and energy, or they can be facing outward if we want to give that love and energy out to the world. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Last deep inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to rise up with the legs, bringing the hands to the waist, and we're going to go now into wide leg forward fold. So now we're going to stick the tailbone out a little bit. We just had it tucked under, now we're going to stick it out. We're protecting the lumbar, spine, lower back, and we're going to begin to hinge forward, and we're going to be hinging at the hips. The spine is actually not going to be moving until we get down to the hinge. It goes, and we're feeling that little edge in our hinge. And then we're going to allow the spine to round, bringing the head down. You can bring the hands down. You can bring the hands down to a block if you need. Wherever you're at. And just taking a couple nice deep breaths here. I'm feeling my Mula Bandha engage a little bit. You You can grab onto your elbows if you can for a little bit deeper stretch in this beautiful wide leg forward fold. Breathing, bringing the prana, the life force in. And then I invite you to release the hands and walk over to each side one at a time and just feeling some nice, beautiful stretches in the legs. Keeping the breath flowing, relaxing the head. Might even want to shake the head a little gently. It's different directions, yes and no, maybe. Maybe moving over to the other side, just releasing, going in, noticing the inner sensations, the inner universe, the inner aliveness. And breathe. And moving back to center for a moment and just releasing that head and neck just ever so gently, always honoring your body. We're never, ever forcing or striving in yoga. It's always allowing the body to open. And we're going to bring the arms back to the waist, the hands back to the waist. And we're going to go in reverse. So we're going to lift the head and we're going to lift the heart. And we're going to allow the spine to move up and we're going to allow the hips to hinge forward. We always lead with the head and the heart to protect the lower back, coming all the way up to a standing posture once again. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. And now we're going to go over to the other side. So we are going to take that right foot 90 degrees. Back foot is 30 or 45 degrees. The heels are in line, or the heels going through the arch of the back foot. Perfect. And we're going into warrior one. So now we're going to go into the alignment of the posture. So we're going to bend that knee so it's right over the ankle. The hips are neutral here. Back thighs engaged in thigh loop. We're going to bring the arms out. One of the things that people often do is they lunge forward in warrior two. We're just going to keep this neutral here. Both arms are about the same height. The knee can be a little back behind the ankle, but not forward. And we're going to gaze our head over the front fingertips, engaging the bandhas, and bring that life force and prana in with breath. 3 deep breaths. That last inhale, we're going to reach out through the front fingertips, and on the exhale, we're going to drop that back arm to the back leg, reach the front arm up into a reversed warrior, opening up the heart, the chest, engage the bandhas, and breathe. The last inhale, reaching up a little higher. And on the exhale, we're going to straighten the front legs. 2 chopstick legs. We're going to move into what I call a goddess dancer. So just inhaling, 1 deep inhale into this beautiful posture. Beautiful open heart. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring that hand back behind you and meet the other and clasp those hands behind you. We're going to face forward. Adjusting those hips like we're in warrior one again. And we're going to hinge forward in front into our pyramid. Coming, resting the head towards the front knee. Finding a drishti, this is a balance that we can gaze on to keep steady. You can either keep the hands clasped, resting on your back, or you can bring them up. And breathe. Engage the bandhas. And breathe. Last inhale, reaching those hands back or up. Beautiful. And releasing them down to the floor. We are going to bend that front knee. We're going to come back up. We're going to go into side angle. So we're going to take that front leg and we're going to very gently rest it on that front thigh. Back thigh's engaged. Back arm is going to come up and we're going to have one line of energy from the back foot up along the entire side body, out the extended fingertips in side angle. And engaging the bandhas and breathe. Last inhale, reaching out through the extended fingertips. And on the exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to bring that front arm down to our block or the floor, into our triangle. And with your triangle, you can even bring that arm up off the floor for a little challenge if you like. Engaging the bandhas, and let's breathe together. Bringing that life force and prana in. Last inhale, reaching up. And we're going to exhale as we bring that hand down to the floor or the block. And I invite you to bring a hand on either side of the front foot. Take that back foot so it's 90 degrees. Whether you're using a block or just your hand, you're going to keep that left hand really rooted into the floor. We're going to go into revolved triangle. So you're going to twist away from me as you lift the right arm up and extend that arm up into a revolved triangle. And engaging the bandhas and breathe. Back thighs engaged. Last inhale, reaching up. And the exhale, bringing that hand down. Beautiful job. And while we're standing here, we're going to bend that front knee over the ankle. Bring that back foot so it's 30 to 45 degrees. And we are going to bring those hands up to the knees. We're going to come up into our warrior one. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to square those hips. Take that left side, left hip, and we're going to square it and bring it a little more front. And then readjust that knee so it's back over the ankle as your hips are nice and square. We're going to engage those bandhas. Bringing the arms up. And breathe. Bring that life force and prana in. Last inhale, reaching those fingertips, extending them up. And on the exhale, we're going to come forward. Beautiful job. We're going to release everything down. Let's shake out a little bit. Shake out the body. We're going to come down to the floor in a moment for some releases. and conclude our asana practice. So just shaking out anything you need to before we go down onto the floor. Twists. And we're going to get down onto the floor with our standing yoga mudra. And yoga mudra is one of my favorite postures. We're honoring the heart because while we're holding the yoga mudra posture, the heart is the highest organ in the body. So it's just a way to honor the heart and bring that intention into the posture, that we honor this wise and beautiful heart. We honor the heart as the highest guidance of our body. We love and appreciate the brain and the mind and the head, and helping us to drive our car and do all the different things that we have to do in life that use that brain power. But when it comes to the ultimate decision maker and the ultimate guidance of our life, we always check in with the final answer from our heart, because that heart accesses infinite knowledge and intelligence that the mind and the brain cannot access. So this is a time to really honor that heart and that wisdom and guidance of our ever-expanding heart and soul. So we're going to take the hands and we're going to clasp them behind our back, like that, like we did with our pyramid. And we're again hinge at the hips. So stick that tailbone out just a little before we hinge. You can squeeze those shoulder blades a little bit together as you go in, reach down into this nice hand clasp, and we're going to hinge forward, coming down, hinging forward, bringing those arms up, and then releasing and relaxing the head completely, letting go. Engage your bandhas. The Mula Bandha will be the most clear one we can engage. In the Jarandala Bandha, we can put that tongue on the roof of the mouth. And simply breathe and relax into this posture as we bring our attention and our love to our hearts. One last deep breath. And on the exhale, releasing the hands down. We're going to come down to the mat. We're going to go into just a few floor postures and then some releases and end our practice. So I'm going to invite you to come up to the front of your mat. A seated position, and bring both knees up, both feet forward, and we're going to go into a couple spinal rocks. This is beautiful. It really massages the spinal muscles, the kidneys, the organs. So just gently rolling back, making sure you have enough cushion on your mat, on the floor, so that it feels comfortable on your spine. And we're going to do one more rock and end up on our backs. And we're going to actually come back up and sit up in the sitting position. I'm going to challenge you today, we're going to start putting these in all the practices, is to go into a little balance and some sit-up, some stomach strengtheners. So we're going to go into what is called our boat. So we're going to lift those heels, straighten out the legs, bring the arms out, and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. And we'll release that and relax for a moment. And now I invite you, if it works, to go into some gentle stomach crunches and just listen to your body and do as much as you can. I like to do about 100, sometimes 200. This keeps that belly and that six-pack toned if you do this on a daily basis, so I invite you to do it, and we'll get into the practice of it. So we're going to lift those feet up, and we're just going to start to go like this into our boat. You might want to come down a little more for a little challenge, or not. If it gets too much, just lay down on your back and relax. You might want to take a break and do a few more, but wherever you are, eventually we're going to all end up gently coming down onto our backs. And let's bring the knees into the chest and just gently hugging those knees and rocking back and forth for a little counter posture. Beautiful job. And let's hold on to that right knee and let that left leg go out straight. You're going to bring that right knee towards the armpit, avoiding the ribs, but tucking it in. And then as we tuck this knee in towards the armpit, we're going to feel this extended leg pressing down towards the earth and the floor. So there's two lines of energy. One is this extended leg is going down to the earth, and the bent knee is tucking in towards the armpit. And breathe. And letting go the knee, and we're going to switch sides. Right leg is straight out, left knee is going to come in and in towards your armpit. Side body, avoiding the ribs. And bringing it in just gently to feel that edge. Might feel a little pinch. And then this extended leg, the thigh, your quadricep is pressing in, your hamstring is pressing down into the floor, into the earth. So simultaneously, two lines of energy, and breathe. You can engage those bandhas. And releasing the knee. Good job. And let's bring both knees up for a moment and release and relax that lower back. And then I invite you to bring the legs up and the arms into dead bug pose. And we're going to shake out the arms and the legs, just shaking them out. Just letting the energy go, releasing any toxins, any stuck energies in the body. And then relaxing, and you can bring the hands down now. And we're in a nice inversion here. You can either keep the legs up like this, and you can even imagine a waterfall coming over your feet and onto your face. Or if you'd like to challenge yourself a little more and go into half shoulder stand, and you can lift those hips up, grab them with your hands, coming all the way up. The feet are over your head and face, adjusting the chin so it's comfortable. and breathe. And if you'd like to hinge those legs over into a plow posture, you can do that. Adjust your neck a little if you need to. Always honoring your body, never forcing. The feet may come down to the floor, they may not. Sometimes mine do, sometimes they don't. And breathe. You can bend those knees so they're right by your ears, and then let's gently roll down one vertebrae at a time. Beautiful job. We're going to extend those legs out. We're going to go into our fish. So we are going to bring the left hand halfway under our left butt cheek and the right hand halfway under the right butt cheek with the palms on the mat. And the forearms and elbows are on the mat, and we're going to push into the forearms and elbows as we lift the chest and the heart and the head. And then we're going to gently bring that head so the crown of the head is resting on the mat. Open heart, open chest. Nice little upper back bend, and engage those bandhas and breathe. And on your last breath, on that exhale, releasing down, all the way down onto the mat. Beautiful job. Let's bring those knees into the chest. We like a nice counter posture. Anytime we go into a back bend or anything, we needs to release or relax that lower back. And this is the perfect time to just grab onto those toes and grab on with your fingers and go into a happy baby. And just become that happy baby. You can even close your eyes and just imagine you're just that baby, just enjoying their body and moving in the body, doing what feels good. Can't do happy baby wrong. Keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to neutral, we're going to release those feet. Bring those feet straight out, the legs straight out. And we're going to go into a nice twist. Perfect. So the first thing we're going to do with our twist is we're going to take, let's take our right leg and extend that straight out. And take the left knee and bend it so the left knee is up, the left foot is flat on the floor. And then we're going to adjust our hips just a little bit to protect the lower back. So just come up about an inch or two over to that right side. Protect that lower back. And then we're going to take that left knee over to the left side, to the right side. The left knee coming over to the right. Right hand is going to come on the left knee and guide it over. And always honoring your body, resting and stopping at that edge. And then we're going to take that left arm and extend it out like a T and twist the head to gaze out over the left fingertips. And engage those bandhas and breathe. Just relaxing into this nice deep twist, enjoying the sensations. Connecting to your inner being. And then releasing the leg, bringing that left knee back up, coming back to neutral, flat on your back, and we're going to switch legs. We're going to bring the right foot up, and the left leg is going to be straight out. We're going to come up onto that left side just an inch, like we're going to begin to roll over on our left side, but not quite, just an inch. The right knee is coming over to the left hand resting on the right knee, gently coming over. Right arm is extending out 90 degrees, and we're going to twist our heads so that we're gazing out over the right fingertips, and then gently, if you'd like, you can close your eyes. And just resting in this nice, deep, rejuvenating twist. And breathe. Gentle engagement of the bandhas. Enjoy in sensation and bringing your awareness inside your body. And releasing the knee, coming back so that you're flat on your back. We're going to move into our final releases and a short Savasana. Both knees are up, both feet are firmly planted on the floor, hip width apart. And we're going to put our hands right here. Got our hips here, got our pelvis here. And we're going to go into our hip pointers, because I'm going to take my right hip up, my buttocks and my back is all flat on the mat. I'm not lifting anything off the mat. I'm just going to slide this right hip up towards my right armpit. Left hip is going to slide down. This is called hula. And then I'm going to swivel those hips, so this right hip is going to slide down towards the heels of the feet, and the left hip is going to be coming up towards my armpit. Small of the back, the lumbar spine, sacrum are all, and the buttocks are all flat on the mat, and we're just going to switch. So swivel those hips, right hip coming up towards the armpit, left hip going down towards the heel. And just continuing at your own pace as you swivel those hips. You're going to feel a lot of really nice movement in that lumbar spine as we release and relax the lower back. It's a great release of the lumbar and the lower back, so that when we move into our Savasana, we're really comfortable. Finding your own rhythm. Enjoying all the sensations of this slow, subtle movement in your body. Bringing your awareness inward. Basking in the inner nectar. And breathe. Just an even flowing breath. And coming back to neutral. And our next release, lower back release, we're going to do is cat-cow on the mat on our back. And so again, the buttocks and the sacrum are not going to be coming off the mat at all. We are going, but the lumbar vertebrae and the small of the back is going to be lifting up off the back in our cow and then pressing into the mat in our cat. So let's go into cow. We're going to stick that tailbone into the floor a little bit, and we're going to arch that small of the back off into our cow. And then in our cat, we're going to exhale as we, instead of arching the back, we're going to press the small of the back into the mat, into the floor. The tailbone tucks under just a little bit, and the back presses into the floor and the mat. And then we're going to stick that tailbone out and arch that small of the back off the mat in our cow. Inhaling and exhaling into our cat as we press those lumbar vertebrae, the small of our back, into the floor and the earth. And continuing at your own pace, your own rhythm, even flowing breath as you bring the awareness into your body, basking in all those beautiful inner sensations. And coming back to neutral. And we're going to move into hip pointers. So now we are going to be taking our butt cheeks off the mat just a little, one butt cheek at a time. You see me okay? So we're going to take this right hip right here, and we're going to lift that butt cheek off the mat just a little as we point that hip up towards the ceiling. It's going to be going across a little bit, vertical, and releasing that down ever so gently. And going to the other side, we're going to take the left hip and point it up towards the ceiling. The right butt cheek is firmly rooted into the mat. The left butt cheek lifts up just a little. Adds a little twist and releasing down. And going one side at a time, gently raising that right hip up, pointing up towards the sky, and releasing it down. And going at your own pace, alternating sides, keeping the breath flowing, basking in the aliveness within you, enjoying the sensations in your body. And finishing up, coming back to neutral with the back flat on the mat. And we're going to go into a couple releases. We're going to take those feet, the knees are up, keeping the knees up. We're just going to take the feet and extend them over to the wide edges of our mat. And we're going to drop one knee at a time. This is called single knee drop. So let's drop one knee at a time. I'm going to start with my right. It doesn't matter. Just bring one knee at a time in towards the center. Just finding that edge, never forcing or going past the edge. It's never about pain in yoga. It's always allowing the body to open and bringing that leg back up. And dropping the opposite knee in. Keeping the prana, the breath, the life force moving, enjoying all the beautiful tantric sensations in your body, basking in that aliveness within you. Your awareness is within. Enjoying your own pace. And one more knee drop, finishing up this last knee drop, and when you're done, coming to a neutral position. And we are going to walk those feet back together. And let's walk them all the way back so that actually the toes are touching. And we're going to drop both knees to one side, and the legs will be stacked up on top of each other. And we're going to lift the top leg up and begin to bring that leg over to the other side. And at some point you're going to feel that bottom leg is going to want to follow, and allow it to nice and slowly and gently find its way all the way over to the other side. So both legs are stacked again over on the other side. Lifting the top leg up, bringing that over, all the way over to the opposite side, and allowing that bottom leg to follow and become the top leg. And just continuing on your own pace, your own rhythm, basking in the beautiful sensations inside the body, and using your breath and prana to flow with the movement and the postures. Awareness is inside the body. The arms can be resting to the side, they can be on your stomach. Keeping the breath flowing. And finishing up, coming over to whichever side you end up on. And we are going to go into our Savasana now. So if there's any other stretches or little movements you need to make before we go into our final Savasana, I suggest you do that now. If you need to put socks on or a sweater or a blanket over you, feel free to get yourself as comfortable and cozy. And gently finishing up that last stretch, getting yourself comfortable, and coming into our Savasana posture. Laying flat on your back, arms are out, hands are up. Feet can even be spread apart a little and feet can be relaxed out. Find a way to be very comfortable. Taking a moment to scan your physical body, fully present in your body, noticing all the energies and sensations from this beautiful asana practice. You may notice the pulsation of your heart and center of your chest. Energy moving, flowing, tingling, vibrating. Bask and allow it all to occur. Taking a nice deep breath into your lower belly. And as you exhale, just letting everything go. And find yourself into a deeper relaxation. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths into the belly. And as you exhale, letting everything go and feeling the body relax deeper and sink deeper into the earth, into the mat, the floor. One last deep breath into the belly. And let everything go. Any holding, any tension, just sink into the deepest relaxation you can find. Allowing the mind and the brain to completely relax, the entire nervous system to let go. Imagining your mind is a cool pool of energy, crystal clear, smooth, glass smooth, calm, peaceful. Take this next few moments to simply rest in silence. Gently and kindly beginning to come back. Feeling your body resting on the earth, grounded, safe, secure. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes. Stretching out the arms and legs. You may want to yawn or even bring the arms up above. Stretching the body. We're coming back into the body, time and space. And gently rolling over to one side into a beautiful little fetal position, and noticing all the fluids, all the energy that the body's shifting. And bask in your own energy for a moment here. Deep within your being. Deep inside your heart. And when you're ready, coming up to a seated position. And taking this moment now to acknowledge yourself for this practice, for this act of self-love that you participated in today, this now moment. And closing your eyes, you can bring your hands to a Anjali mudra in front of your heart. And take yourself back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Hote ke, he ha he ha he ha he ha he ha he.